Hi students, let's look at this question here, which is on sketching of the trigo function if it's being multiplied but with a negative number. So for example, we want to know how we can sketch a curve like y equals to negative 3 sine x, or say 3 sine x, or say y equals to negative half cosine 3x, and so on. Okay, where this a here is a negative value, so let's say negative tangent x. All right, so how do we actually sketch that? Now what we need to know is actually is a reflection. If this is negative, a is a negative value. So for example, this dotted green line we have already learned is that this is actually something along the line where this is y equals to, say this is 3 sine x. Okay, so this blue color line would then be y equals to negative 3 sine x. Okay, it's actually reflection about the x-axis. So this is a line of reflection. Okay, I'll just put this as reflection line. The reflection line is actually the x-axis here. So how do we actually visualize this? If you're gonna put in decimal scale, now look at this very carefully. This is a. This a is a positive positive value here. If this is a is a 2, okay, let's say put this as 2. So we already learned this, right? If we put this as 2, the peak here will be 2, and the crest here will be negative 2. Then this will be 2 pi and pi. We know that, right? We know the sketch this curve here very nicely. But what happens? Look at what happens now. What happens? It will be if I were to increase this a value, the peak would increase, right? So if I increase to 3, this will become 3. You see that this is 3, and this is negative 3. Okay, so this is negative 3 here. Now what happens if I make it smaller? It will just flatline until 0 is just a straight line here. Then after which it just increase. Okay. Now you realize that it's actually flipping of what happens here if I put this as negative 3. Now instead of the peak on top just now, we get so let me just illustrate this. The curve which we have just now was this is okay. So let's say this over here. Okay, there you go. The dotted line here is actually the original curve. So you can see that when I put this as negative 3, this is negative 3x. This will just be below here, negative 3, and this peak here is 3. So it's being flipped up and down. Okay, so that's how you actually visualize this. So similarly, if a is negative, this is a line reflection line. The line of equilibrium is the reflection line here. Okay, so this is a reflection line here. Great. What else do we need? Okay, similar. This, if this is say this is y equals to negative cosine x, right? And then this is y equals to negative cosine x plus c. So this is y equals to c here. So you can see that originally the cosine curve is like that. So I flip it about the x-axis here. Okay, just flip it. If it's a plus c here, we flip it about the reflection line here. Okay, so we just add the c up. For a cosine curve, similarly, the original curve is a green color one. So when we flip it, this will just be flip over, this flip up, and this flip down, right? So that's how you do this, understand this part here. So let's see how we can actually apply this concept in the subsequent questions. So any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you in the next question.